When did belief become law? When did something as personal as faith turn into an empire? To answer that, we have to go back to Rome, a time when Christianity wasn't yet a global religion. It was a small, persecuted movement of believers who met in homes, in secret, holding on to hope more than power. But everything changed when one man realized faith could hold an empire together. His name was Constantine. In the year 313, Emperor Constantine issued what's called the Edict of Milan. It made Christianity legal for the first time in Roman history. Christians could finally build churches, gather openly, and own property. It sounded like freedom. But Constantine wasn't just being kind, he was being strategic. The Roman Empire was divided by war, corruption, and old gods losing influence. Constantine saw Christianity as the glue that could unify his people under one belief system. He merged faith with politics. And in that moment, Christianity went from underground movement to state religion in the making. In 325, Constantine called the First Council of Nicaea. It was a meeting of bishops from across the empire to decide what Christians actually believed. They debated the nature of Jesus, his divinity, and his relationship to God the Father. It wasn't about writing the Bible yet. It was about defining official Christianity. The result was the Nicene Creed, a statement of faith that still shapes Christian doctrine today. Constantine, a man baptized only on his deathbed years later, had already changed Christianity forever. Now here's the truth many don't realize. The Bible didn't just fall from the sky. It was built over centuries, book by book, letter by letter, debated, chosen, and eventually standardized by human hands. Around the year 170, an early document called the Muratorian Fragment listed some of the New Testament writings. But it wasn't complete. Some books were missing, others disputed. The church didn't have a single official Bible yet. Fast forward to the year 367. A bishop named Athanasius of Alexandria wrote a letter to his churches, called the Festal Letter. In it, he listed 27 books for the New Testament, the exact same list used in modern Bibles today. It was the first time those books were named together as one complete canon, but Athanasius didn't make the final call for everyone. Different regions had their own lists, and debates continued for decades. Then came the Synod of Hippo in 393 and the Council of Carthage in 397. Both meetings confirmed nearly the same list of books Athanasius had named. Later, the decree of Pope Damasus in Rome and the Decretum Galatianum reinforced that list again. And finally, centuries later, the Catholic Church made it official at the Council of Trent in 1546, largely in response to the Protestant Reformation. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The Bible we know wasn't designed purely for spiritual reasons. It was shaped by power, by the need for unity, and by which voices the early church wanted to preserve. The books that fit the message of organized Christianity stayed. The ones that questioned authority or emphasized individual revelation were quietly set aside. They didn't necessarily erase them. They just didn't include them. And in history, exclusion can be the same as erasure. So what began as a grassroots faith of the poor and persecuted became the official religion of emperors and states. What started as letters and testimonies became the foundation of global institutions. The story of the Bible is not just about divine inspiration, it's also about human intention, about leaders choosing what would represent their version of truth. Maybe they believed they were protecting the faith. Maybe they were protecting their power. Maybe both. But one thing is clear. Faith was never free from politics. From Constantine's throne to the councils of bishops, belief became a tool, and scripture became structure. And that is the true price of faith.